Picture this. It's Tuesday, May 26th, 2026. You're 28 years old. You're the star running back for the Green Bay Packers. And instead of prepping for the season, you're sitting inside a cell at the Brown County Jail in Wisconsin. That's exactly where Josh Jacobs found himself. He's facing 5 distinct criminal charges. 4 of them are misdemeanors: battery, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim, all carrying a domestic abuse label. But then there's the 5th charge, a felony for strangulation and suffocation. And if the sheer legal weight of that isn't heavy enough, let's talk about the money. Jacobs is walking into year 3 of a massive 4-year, $48 million contract. But here is the kicker. There is absolutely zero guaranteed money left past his initial signing bonus. None. So, a conviction, or even just the Packers deciding they need to cut their losses, it threatens to wipe out a $25 million payout over the next 2 years. Just gone. How does a guy sitting at the absolute top of the food chain end up putting it all on the line in a single weekend? To really understand how crazy this is, you have to look at what he was building. This wasn't just some backup player trying to make a roster. Josh Jacobs was the guy. We are talking about a 3-time Pro Bowler, 2020, 2022, and 2024. Back in 2022, when he was with the Raiders, he was a first-team All-Pro. He literally led the entire NFL in rushing with 1,653 yards. And when the Packers handed him that $48 million free agent deal in March of 2024, they weren't just buying stats. They were buying the engine for their entire offense. Just look at last season, 2025. He wrapped it up as Green Bay's top returning weapon, 929 yards, 13 touchdowns, cementing himself as the absolute anchor of that backfield. In total, over his 7 seasons in the league, he's racked up 7,803 career rushing yards and 74 rushing touchdowns. To put that into perspective, that is the 3rd most career touchdown runs among all active players in the NFL. He is sitting right behind guys like Derrick Henry and Josh Allen. He was brought to Green Bay to carry a playoff contending franchise. He had the city, the contract, and the legacy right in the palm of his hand until a single Saturday morning changed everything. So let's look at what actually went down, because the timeline here is incredibly tight. It all starts on Saturday morning, May 23rd, 2026. At exactly 8:37 a.m., the Hobart-Lawrence Police Department gets a call. A disturbance complaint up in northeast Wisconsin. 3 days later, on Tuesday, May 26th, Jacob steps forward, turns himself in, and gets booked into the Brown County Jail. And the bond? Get this. It was set at just $1,350. But if you're looking for messy details or leaked police reports, you're not going to find them yet. The Hobart-Lawrence police chief, Michael Renkus, came out with a very rigid statement. He confirmed the investigation is active and ongoing, but he flat out refused to release the victim's identity or say anything else about what happened inside that room. So what's the play here? Well, Jacobs isn't backing down. He immediately locked down a high-profile legal team: David Chesnoff, Richard Schoenfeld, and Clarence Dushak. And they didn't waste any time. They fired back with a strict, not guilty stance, stating that Jacobs vehemently denies the allegations. But it's the next part of their statement that really makes you pause. His lawyers explicitly noted that there is important evidence that has not yet been made public. They're essentially telling everyone to slow down and wait for the real story to come out in court. Meanwhile, inside the Packers organization, absolute radio silence. Head coach Matt LaFleur and the front office put out a brief acknowledgement, saying they're aware of the situation. But because it's an ongoing legal matter, their hands are tied. They can't or won't say a word. And this is where the cold, ruthless business of the NFL completely takes over. Because in this league, the math almost always overrides the narrative. Remember that $48 million contract? Jacobs has 2 years and $25 million left on the table. But like we said, absolutely none of it is guaranteed anymore. Look at the calendar. We are at the end of May. If the Packers decide to cut Jacobs after June 1st, the financial hit is practically nothing to a front office. It only triggers $6.25 million in total dead cap space, and they can split that right down the middle between 2026 and 2027. But get this. Making that move instantly saves Green Bay $11.3 million against their salary cap for this exact season. $11.4 million just freed up to spend on someone else. And it's not just about what the team decides to do. The league itself operates on a completely different scoreboard. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy already confirmed that the league is monitoring the situation closely. And under the NFL's personal conduct policy, Commissioner Roger Goodell doesn't need a judge or a jury to make a move. He can place Jacobs on the commissioner's exempt list, effectively benching him with pay, or even suspend him entirely, regardless of how the courtroom battle plays out. So, here's where things stand right now. A 28-year-old franchise running back is stuck in complete legal limbo. 1 felony, 4 misdemeanors, and a $14.5 million cap hit hanging over the Green Bay Packers for the 2026 season. Everything he spent the last 7 years building is balancing on a razor's edge. Over the next few weeks, we're going to find out exactly what happens next. Does he face league-mandated exile? A high-stakes courtroom trial? Or will the Packers just look at the math and release him outright? It really makes you think about how incredibly fragile a career in this league actually is. One Saturday morning can put a $48 million legacy in jeopardy. But the real question left on the table is, what does Green Bay do? When the season is on the line, do you think the Packers will stand by their star and let due process play out? Or are they going to protect their salary cap and team optics and just pull the plug?